From the News Channel 8 studios, let's talk live with your hosts, Natasha Barrett and Melanie Hastings.
Well, it is hard to believe, but it is back to school time just about already, and that means keeping track of the homework, all those science projects and all the after-school activities, everything else. It may seem like a lot for you and your child to kind of juggle, but being organized and being on schedule, it really can reduce the stress. So Ann Dolan is the president of Educational Connections Incorporated and also the author of Homework Made Simple, and she's here today to give us some tips on how we can start off the new school year on the right foot.
Absolutely.
Good to see you, Ann.
Thanks, Melanie.
So I guess the first thing when you talk about getting organized for school is you need to have the right supplies, right? So you go to the store and you got that list that they send to you and you pick up everything.
Yes, absolutely. And schools usually give parents the list beforehand. But the biggest question parents have is once I get those school supplies and I'm at home, where should my child do homework? And we used to think that kids should always do homework in the same place every day. But more and more research is showing that when kids switch locations from day to day, they actually retain more when they study. So
that is so unusual. I would not have thought that.
It's fascinating. So I really recommend that students have portable supplies. And one easy way to do this is to have a shower caddy or a shoebox, really any container. And in it should be everything the student needs to complete homework.
So tell us what you have in your shower caddy.
Well, of course, I have, paper, pencils, all that good stuff, the traditional stuff, but a couple of things that I really like. The first is a Franklin Spelling Ace, and I love this product because with this product, kids that are having difficulty spelling and usually say, Mom, how do you spell this word? How do you spell that word? They can type in the word phonetically. So let's say they spell phone, F-O-N-E. It will pull up all the variations of P-H-O-N-E. And they'll never find it looking in the dictionary, but it's much easier in the Franklin Speller.
That is a great little tool.
Thanks.
Now, is there room for a laptop in here? I mean, because kids have laptops, right?
They do.
And they're also portable.
They can fit right in the back, yes.
And they could probably use something on their laptop to find the right spelling, too, right?
They can. But so much of what elementary school kids do and middle school kids as well is worksheet-based. And that's not going to be typed.
True enough. Okay, what else do you have? I see scissors.
Yes, scissors, the typical stuff. But
this is a regular calculator?
Yep, just a traditional calculator. But I also have a timer, and I really think every child should have a timer in their portable caddy. And a timer is great for those kids that really have a hard time getting started. I tell them to set the timer for 10 minutes. It's called the tolerable 10. And I tell the kids, you can do anything for 10 minutes. Even if you really don't want to start your math homework, set the timer for your tolerable 10. Just do it and get over the hump of getting started. And then at 10 minutes, you can take a break or you could daydream or do whatever you want. But what kids often find is that once they're over that hump and they're to the 10 minutes, they can keep on going.
Because they're kind of into the groove by then.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, they're focused. That's a great tip.
Thanks.
Okay, I love this portable caddy. Okay, what else do kids need getting started?
Well, the other thing I recommend is what I call a launching pad. And a launching pad looks like this, is really any
looks like
container.
A box to me.
Yep, it is. It can be an old dishpan, really anything. But it's a place where kids put their backpack and other school supplies, other school materials in the night after the night that they finish their homework. So
and this one's large enough to actually hold your backpack in
Yes, it really is. So the next morning when they go to school, everything's there. They're kind of launching into a new day in an organized fashion. It gets the kids into a routine of putting things in the same place day in and day out.
Where would you recommend in the home to be keeping your, what do you call it?
Launching pad.
Launching pad.
Great question. Definitely by the door in which the student exits from every morning.
So this is an item you keep by the door.
Yes.
And then as they go out, they can't say, Mom, where's my whatever, my lunch, my homework, because it's in there.
Yes.
And she should say, it's right in your launching pad.
Exactly. It makes it a lot less stressful in the morning.
It does. And boy, you don't go off without your homework, do you, when everything's in one place?
Hopefully not, yes.
It's like, the concept for adults. We're putting your keys in a certain spot every time you come in so you don't lose them, or your eyeglasses. I noticed you got some kind of a binder over here.
Yes,
Talk about binders. You can't go to school without a binder.
Well, you can't go to school without a binder, but what I found over the year is that many kids really have a hard time with a traditional binder. They have a hard time hole punching and filing papers. And they start out on a strong foot, but by October, things are so disheveled they can't find anything. However, if they take their papers and they put it behind a subject tab in a built-in accordion folder, it's much easier for them to access things and put things in the right place.
And they don't have to punch the holes in those.
Right.
So you have a mini filing cabinet right there inside your binder.
Yes.
I love that.
Thanks.
What else? What's on this side? You could keep a spiral notebook too that has the holes already punched in it.
You can do that. I also have an assignment notebook, and this should be locked in place if possible. This is really so important to the child. It's where they write their assignments in, and they've got to write their assignments down every day. And in this binder, I also have a homework folder. And research has shown that when kids have one homework folder, whether they're in 10th grade or 3rd grade, they're more likely to turn their homework in on time. So whatever it is that they've done the night before, everything goes in the homework folder, so it's easily accessible the next day.
Now, people always say the kids should have a personal agenda. Is this where you would say you would keep or you would write your things down, that you would keep in an agenda?
Yes, absolutely. That would be the assignment notebook, the planner, whatever you want to call it.
And that's key, because all the homework assignments are written out, and whether they're done, they're checked off, right?
Yes.
So what they're doing tomorrow, whether they have practice after school or whatever, it's all in there. So it keeps them on track.
It really does.
All right. Now, as we get closer to school opening, D.C. goes back on Monday. I can't believe it already.
Yeah. Yep.
But there's sort of a transition that happens at the end of the summer, and everybody sort of needs to get in the right mindset. So it's also a transition time for parents, too. Are parents ready for back to school?
Well, some of them are. Some of them are ready to get their kids out of the door, and others just want to savor those last few days of summer. But however you feel about back to school, you really have to get your child on a routine about a week before. So start making bedtime a little bit earlier. Start getting your child up a little bit earlier every day, so that when the student does go back to school, they're already on that sleep schedule.
So important. Great ideas. Thanks so much, Ann Dolan, for coming in and helping us with back to school.
Thank you, Melanie.
All right, coming up after the break, well, if you are entertaining soon, you don't want to miss our next segment. The Park Hyatt is here, and they're going to show us how we can assemble a spectacular cheese platter. Plus, wedding bells, they are about to be ringing for reality TV star Kim Kardashian and her fiancé, Chris Humphries, and we're going to tell you who's expected to be at that big bash. Check out our blog, tbd.com, enter in the keywords, Let's Talk Live.